Hello, welcome to Roleplay Cafe, and today is the first session of Romance of the Perilous Lands. And we shall be led by Jason through these perilous lands. Take it away, Jason.
First, this will be my first game back in 6 months. I would like to dedicate this to Harold, who's no longer with us, and any of our loved ones and old gamers we've lost along the way. So
Hear, hear.
that's what this is for Harold. Okay. So here we go. In this is what we're doing right here. Romance of the Perilous Lands. You feel the heat and the flames as you some of you are in the bucket line helping to douse the flames of this burning home. Some of you may be on your knees flinging dirt upon the home or with shovels. The crackling of the wood, the heat radiating off of this home as it burns. And from inside the home, you hear screams of a young child. The crops in the field are aflame. There are two other old farmers limping back and forth to the pond with buckets of water, trying to douse these flames. They were there before you, and you stand now looking upon this burning homestead. Two bodies lay in the front, out in front of this home. Your first real sight since leaving your home of Sagfoot.
Mm-hmm. All right. So we heard screams from within. They sound like children, you said?
It sounds like one child screaming for
one
her
child.
life.
Yes, all right. And is the door closed or open to this place?
It is partially open. It is
Right.
The roof. The roof is already gone. That you can hear timbers exploding in heat and
Right.
cracking and popping. The door is open,
Okay.
and there are flames and smoke pouring out as these guys are trying to pour water upon it.
Okay. I will hand the reins to my trusty steed Torfin, to my herald Wilby. I'll say, here, hold my reins. And
Yonder, did you hear the cries? And I
Yes,
grabbed
yes.
the rein.
And I will charge into this flaming structure to hopefully save the young one within.
There's a young one in peril. And I grabbed the
Yes.
reins and moved it
Yes,
to the side.
that's it. Yes.
Okay, so we're going to treat this like core, right? Combat. Turn one.
Mhm.
You guys will have initiative. You don't have to beat the initiative here. But we're going to treat this in turns for timing and potential damage.
Gotcha.
So you, sir, are going into the fray, correct?
Mhm. Yep.
All right, sir. So we need you first to make a constitution check as you dive into the flames and into the fire of this home.
Okay.
Okay, what's your name, Todd? Real quick.
Albin.
Albin. Make way for Sir Albin. Clear path.
Yes, yes. And away we go. Inwards. I rolled a natural 20.
Oh, okay. So,
Great.
okay, so you, your armor takes, unfortunately, 6 points of damage. So I don't know how much your armor holds, but that your armor may already be.
It's the armor itself is 8 and a small shield of 2.
Okay, so you're down to. Okay, so your armor and shield together add up to 10.
10? Right,
Yep,
so I'm
you're
down
down
to 4.
to 4, right?
Right. Before I
Okay.
actually take any damage. Is that what you mean?
Before you take any physical damage, yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so what are you doing, Willoughby, while he dives into this fire and flames?
He dives in, a couple of gasps because we think we hear him grunt and whatever. And I say, never fear, Sir Albin will return. And I run up halfway, kind of concerned myself, letting go of the reins to get a better look and see if he's gone in there and listen for any cries any further. But
The horse, you let go of the reins, the horse reels up on its hind legs, spins and evacuates this area. Horse obviously not comfortable with fire and the burning crops, etc. So the horse it's cleared itself away from the danger.
Okay.
Okay. And of course,
Dinner bell.
hungry.
Dinner bell. Mark's dinner bell.
Hallelujah. I was hoping that would happen. I watched that jog and heard the bell as well. That's awesome. That's become a staple here, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Perrin, what are you doing while these old crippled farmers are pitching fire upon this home?
So you said there were bodies laid out.
There are two with spears. A woman who has been stuck, and a man who has been stuck. They are laying dead in pools of blood, and in the front, out front of this home, with black spears sticking out of them.
Okay, so they haven't died from the fire. It's quite clear something has attacked them.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So I run up to the fire line and I'll say, "What nature of foul treachery is this?" Pointing to the bodies. Who's attacked these people?
One of them, as he runs by with his bucket, sweating profusely, this old man limping, looks at you and says, "My God, man, we have to put this fire out. It is the work of the Black Thorns." And he stumbles by you and pitches a bucket of water upon it, and then's headed back to the pond.
Okay. All right. Okay. I think I'll chase after him back to the pond and help with the bucket line.
Okay. Okay. Good. All right. Let's. Elvin. Okay. You just now, sir. You're in this. You're clearly feeling the flames and maybe your tunic is alight. As you stumble through here, you can hear the screams louder on the far corner of the building, and you can decide what you would like to do. There are beams falling, flames about.
Yes. Mm-hmm. But this is what I was born to do. So I will go forward through this what's that word? The conflagration?
Yes.
Oh my God. The fire.
That's
Once
fire.
he gets past 2 syllables, he's lost.
We want this to be 8th grade level education.
That's right.
Okay?
Sorry.
So
sorry.
No big words. No words
big
with
words.
more than 1 or 2 syllables. Right?
I know it hurts. I just hurt myself actually doing that. All right. So I'll make my way through towards the cries. And while I'm doing that, though, do I see another exit out of this hut or house? Or
yes, there would be. There's only one like large room. There had obviously been a wooden stairwell up into a loft. Probably this had all been one large home with a grass top. There's a stone fireplace. There may be some stone walls. Everything else is aflame. But yes, there is a door on the back, and there's also shuttered windows that have blown out and on fire. And there's 1 or 2 of those on every wall. What's left of some of these walls.
Well, first I'll get to the child first.
Yes, right. And when you approach, you can hear her now. She's clearly not in the room. She's below the room, and you can see that there's a lever that she would have climbed under to hide under the house. This is pinned shut with a large beam glowing red and on fire.
Well, I will have to grab it and move it out of the way.
Okay, so we're going to need to make a setback might check, sir.
Okay, so that's disadvantage.
That's 2 die 20. Take the worst. Yes.
I'm rolling under.
Yes, sir.
I rolled a 3 and a 4.
Hot dog. Okay, so you have. How are you removing this? You tell me how you're getting this log off this.
I think I'm just going to have to get my shoulder into it because I've got my armor on, right? So kind of I imagine I have a cape or something. So I'm going to wrap that around my head and just kind of barrel into it and try and lift it up with my shoulder and out of the way. Drop it out of the way, okay?
Yep, and of course it slides off, tumbles maybe into the corner, into the heat and flames. On this turn, good, and your armor takes 3 more points of damage as it continues to be hot and burn. We're down to 1, I believe.
Yep.
Okay, and she's screaming. She sounds very young. Okay, let's go to Willoughby.
Okay, Willoughby was half distracted by the horse leaving and or bolting away rather. But he's looking around for is there any of the farmers coming up with the buckets right now?
Yes, there's 2 that are Both of them are older men.
The nearest one, I wave him forward. Come hither, give me the bucket. And I grab the bucket and I run up and
okay.
and throw it on the flames. But all the while, I'm, cannot you see that Sir Albin is braving these flames to get the youth out of this building? He is doing such a marvelous job. Just regaling them of this tale as all this crap is going on, and I'm throwing the bucket of water over there.
All right. So make a 2d20 check with edge.
Okay, and I want to, while I'm doing this, out the corner of my eye, I'm kind of looking for, my cue to expound upon his exit. Holding the child or whatever like that. So, right. But I'm kind of looking to where he is. If I could run.
Yeah, you can't, with the heat radiating and the flames and smoke, you could not see anything. You
want me to do a 1d20?
No, 2d20 with an edge reflex roll. So roll 2 and take the best, the lowest.
Okay, that was 8.
Okay, so.
And my reflex
all right,
is 8.
and these two old men. Okay. And their bucket of water, okay. Okay, so very good. All right, Perrin, what are you going to do? Can you hear me?
You?
Todd, you got your mute on?
Not me, so, Mark.
Mark.
I've now got a bucket of water, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'll run up to the front of the house, and can I see inside? Can I see Sir Albin?
You can just see a silhouette through the flames and the smoke and you see him as he drives into something, and then you see the timber that's bright red aglow slide away from something in the far corner of this room.
Okay, all right. Okay, so I'll throw the bucket of water onto the flames. But I am watching for an opportunity to maybe do some magic here, but I just need the right moment, and I'm kind of waiting to basically, when he needs to make a run for it, I'm going to try and douse the flames around him, but I need to get it right. So
okay. So you do want to throw the bucket now, or you're waiting for the right time?
He's holding his action.
I think. Having the water there will help me with the spell. So maybe
gotcha. I got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe I wait to throw it.
Okay. So we're back to Elbin.
All right.
Top of the round.
Okay.
And so you'll be able to intervene, Mark, at some point if this goes a certain way. Okay.
All right. So I'm going to lift this hatch up.
Okay.
And look down, and I see a child there.
Yes, she is in a fetal position, screaming, coughing, and she is curled up in what appears to be a small crawl space, probably designed for just this reason, right? A place to hide if things go wrong. And she is not looking about, her eyes closed, her face dark with tears and smoke, ash. She may not even have seen you.
Right. Can I reach her? Or do I have to go down? Okay.
Yeah. Well, you'll have to reach down into it.
Reach down and just pull her out.
Okay.
All right. And
no roll. You will not require a roll for that. Right.
All right. Okay. And then I will hold her close to me, get my cloak around her, and we will head for the nearest exit.
Okay. Now, Mark, before he sprints across this room, Mark, you see him with a bundle as he stands, pushing this child into his chest, and he is there's flames, of course, between you and him, right?
Okay. So what I want to do is I want to momentarily clear a path through the flames for him to be able to come out.
Okay.
So I'm going to use the spell Conjure Water from the Air. Okay. I've already got a bucket of water, and I'm hoping that between the bucket of water and my spell, I can just momentarily clear a path. It's not going to last very long. It's got a spell cost of 2. It's a first level spell.
Okay.
So it's going to require a spell check, and I've got to roll under my mind versus its difficulty of the level, which is
Of
1.
the
So I
level
think I've
is
got to
1.
roll a,
Yep.
I've got to roll a 15 or less. I
And
think, to make it
with
work.
edge, because everybody's other buckets of water were successful on the previous turn, so you'll get an edge.
All right. So I got a 2 on the first roll
Good.
and an 8 on the second. So,
All right, so the 2. Oh, fantastic. Okay, so describe what this looks like for Elbin.
I'm making to throw the bucket of water. It's an instant spell, by the way, so I can just, it's not a spell I've memorized. But I'm saying words under my breath as I throw this bucket of water in. And probably from the outside, people won't see it, but it's very clear to Alvin and the girl that the water is just kind of swirling around in a completely unnatural way, forming a bit of a kind of vortex through which they can pass.
Okay. Now, I like you said, is Alban probably considers Perrin nothing more than a scholar, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you've been traveling with me for a few days, I've probably bored you a little bit talking about the histories of the area and that kind of thing. But you may have your suspicions by the way I'm dressed and the staff I carry, but nothing that you can really put your finger on.
Okay, very well. So as I'm standing there, you want me to go, Jason?
Yes.
Continue? Okay. So as I bundled the girl towards me, and then I look and I see this vortex of water. It's like a miracle has just occurred in my presence, right? Obviously, I am on the side of the Lord here, so I will barrel through this vortex and hopefully to safety.
Yeah, and you do not have to make any rolls here. Through the water as you come out, of course, now you are soaking wet. Wet flames had your tunic, your cape maybe have become on fire. That has been doused as you pass in the doorway, Perrin, out into the front stoop and into the front area of this farmstead with this girl who's also soaked. Right. Yes. Right. They all immediately stop and throw their buckets down and come running to the girl. They might actually pry her away from you. Depends on whether you want to give her up. Because they know her and they take her away from the heat of the flames.
Well, not before Willoughby. When he sees him break out and run out here with the girl, behold, the divine shines upon Sir Alban, who has rescued your young lady fair. And then he comes out, spears, and they run up. But if anybody's within earshot or eye shot, I'm getting their attention and pointing big arrows toward him. All right.
Yes. And I will let them take the child, and then immediately fall down on one knee, and I guess draw my flail. I don't know.
Well, you can make it a sword. It's just that's what it says in the book.
Okay. Yeah.
If you want it to be a sword.
No, it'll be let it be a flail for now. Okay. He can't afford a sword yet. Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
And I will hold up my flail and thank God and the Blessed Virgin that I was able to do their work this day and save this child with their holy assistance.
While Willoughby's pirouetting around and pointing toward him, all of a sudden I remember the horse. Okay. So then I take off and I start running for that horse because I need,
Okay. So you're running after the horse. Okay, Perrin. So you see this sight as he drops to a knee and thanks the gods above for blessing him with the abilities to do these things. Correct. And meanwhile, one of the men walks over to you and he helps you to your feet. And meanwhile, he takes a knee and he says, Knight, thank you. You have saved young Jessica. Unfortunately, you cannot help her mother and father. And he points out the bodies.
Yes. This is sad, but perhaps we can avenge their deaths by seeking those who have done this foul deed to them this day.
Oh, this is indeed a blessing from the gods. This is the third of our homesteads and crops that have been burned by these evil people.
Have no fear. we shall. Well, I cannot speak for all, but I myself will definitely track down these blackguards and put an end to them.
Oh,
Yes.
and he reaches out for your hand, and if you give it, he kisses your ring, your signet ring.
Oh yes, of course,
right,
of course,
and
yes.
And says thank you, and he stands and he points to the ridge, probably a quarter of a mile to maybe a half a mile away, to some horsed men on horses. He points and says, "There, they look onto their dirty deeds as we speak."
And how many of them are there?
On the ridge, you can just see 3 men on horseback, right, with spears. Right. Okay. You can't quite make out any heraldry or any colors or anything. Right. And you can see them turn and disappear behind the hilltop as they see you drag the girl out of the flames, as they watch from afar their deeds.
Very well. Well, I'll call for my horse Torfin, and I guess it's not here now, is it?
I'm in the woods.
Willoughby's coming back with it.
Oh, he's got.
Okay. I was in the woods calling for Epona to help locate this horse when I finally stumbled upon her.
No, it had just gotten away from the heat and the fire.
I was like, dear Epona, let me find this horse.
Over drinking out of the pond.
Yes, and then I'll ask for Perrin to make himself useful and continue to help putting out this fire. So just standing around. Gosh. All right, very well.
So Perrin snaps his book shut, which he was kind of scribbling some notes in about the homesteads, and shoves it back in his pack and looks at this burning building, and he's like, "Well, I think it's pretty burned, actually. It might be better to pull the roof off and start again."
Yes. Well,
I'm looking some use.
Very well then.
What the other farmer with the girl, now carrying her in his arms, head facing away from you, comes over, and again he reaches out to kiss your ring finger, and says, "We will take care of the girl. Let the house burn. There is no need to worry about it with her family gone." And then he looks over at the crops, which are in the flames. The corn crops. We are at midsummer, right? And this again, he tells you this. He reiterates that you may have come at the right time, as we have been dealing with this for weeks. And King Richard the Wise, and he spits, doesn't believe that we are in need of aid here.
Well, perhaps the king has other more pressing issues to deal with. But have no fear. Myself and my companions here, Willoughby, my herald, and the scholarly Perrin.
Willoughby bows deeply.
Yes, and my brave steed Torfin will definitely take up the challenge. Is that not right, my friends?
Yes,
friends. Yes. Okay.
And
Perrin,
may the god of Perrin will bless these lands for you.
One moment, sire. I go up to the two farmers and I say, "Take this." And with my back turned to Sir Albin, so you can't see what I'm doing, I pass some silver coins to the farmers and say, "This is for the girl, for her safekeeping, her welfare."
Oh, bless you. He gladly takes them. I bless you, and you men will be forever remembered. If you are, where are you headed when you've come to our aid? Where were you headed?
You are indeed blessed to witness the exploits of Sir Albin.
No, please,
so
please.
We're going into town. We're going to Alton.
Ah, to the king.
Yes.
Along the road, if you come to the large oak tree with the giant stone with the carving upon it, it is unrecognizable now. North of that stone, about a mile, is my home. If you ever need a place to rest, you are welcome. All of you are welcome. That is where you'll find this child if you ever want to visit her.
By the blasted oak.
And what is your name, sir?
I am Robert. Robert Smith.
Robert, make sure to tell this child, Jessica, you say her name is?
Yes.
Of the deed that Sir Alban did in her favor.
Oh, she will. We will.
And when no one is looking, I shall quietly slip Robert a gold coin and tell him that this is for the care and raising of this child for the next little while.
His tears are already welling in his eyes.
Well, the deeds of greatness done. Too.
As he takes this gold coin and bows again,
Yes.
and he points to the old man who's limping up the road now. That is my father, Jerome.
Actually, you know what? If I can retcon that, I
Yes.
make sure everybody knows that I gave him a gold piece to raise this child. Okay.
Yes.
Oh,
And then
you
kind of
don't have
look
to worry
o- look
about
o-
that. You need to just do it and let me pronounce that.
Kind of look over at Willoughby and like, did you get that?
But I have a thing in the game mechanics called connected.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
what I want to do is Robert and Jerome are going in the book, and they're my contacts here, my
Sure.
local contacts here from now on.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes.
I had that. I had that same thing, Mark. That's great.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, and you can call on that when you get into Olson too, and we can make a check to see if there's anybody, and that's so cool. It's a great feature.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so and then again, you realize they don't have any horses or anything. They must have seen the flames and come running. You don't know how far this tree and rock are, but his home, he says, is a mile from that. They must have seen the fire and the flames, and so who knows how long before they were here fighting this as you arrived.
Yeah.
I see.
Again,
I
these-
look at the other two and I say, "Black." They describe these people as the Blackthorns. Have either of you heard of such folk previously?
Hmm.
Does anybody have history?
I do have history. I think I do.
I'm racking my brains
I
as
actually
well.
have
I-
history myself.
Yeah.
should
Okay.
compare notes.
Feel free, gentlemen, to
Okay.
make a
Fine.
check at this would be at regular, which is -2 from your attribute.
4. Yeah.
But you remember now you have a skill, so you get to roll 2 dice and take the best.
Gotcha.
That's right. Okay. So I have to roll at least 2 under my mind skill.
No. Well, your mind is what, 12?
My mind is 14.
Okay,
just
so
take 2
12
of
and
that
below.
off.
12 and below.
Well, okay, I get you right. So
Yep.
all right. So I did it with either one of them. I did it.
Okay. Good.
Willoughby just stands there and blinks. I literally rolled 2 natural 20s.
Oh my God! Unfortunately, in my homebrew, that your head explodes. You're gonna have to go with your backup character now.
Okay.
No.
Well, I look like I'm having a head explosion
You're just-
at that moment.
Yeah, petting the horse, right?
Yeah.
You're too busy thinking up stuff to say about
Right,
Sir
That's what
Alban.
it is.
Cannot heads to Meanwhile, I think I remember something as well. So me and Sir
Okay.
Alban both recall a little bit.
You both know of the Blackthorn. They are rumored to be a faction of Mordred's, one of Mordred's many factions. However, you had no idea they had moved this far away from Mordred's territory. The Blackthorn they're more than bandits. They work on behalf of Mordred to try to convince kings and people to join Mordred, or to at least intimidate them into not cooperating with Arthur. And so you have heard of the Blackthorn. They are led by you don't know in this region, but they are led by a woman known as Sarah the Red, and she is well known for her black armor. And her men all use black spears, which, by the way, are sticking out of the bodies of these 2 victims. If you check these bodies, you'll find that they were driven through with such power that it's through their body and into the ground. They were laid onto the ground, and these spears were driven through them and pinned them to the earth. And the spears were left. And these spears are black, ornate, with some decorations. It's hard. They look decorative as opposed to runes or anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they are well made.
Right.
Now you don't know, of course, if Sarah is in this region, but she is ultimately their leader. She is,
Okay. Well, I'll have nothing to do with these black spears, but it's obvious that it took a great amount of force to drive them through these bodies and pin them to the ground in such a way. So we know that our foes are quite strong. We will have to be careful. Frontal assault is not the way to go. I feel with these villains.
But
Maybe
must
we
face
should.
them with honor, Sir Alban.
Yes,
Feel the
yes.
battle.
When the time comes, my friend. When the time comes. But first, we must gather more information about who we are dealing with. Maybe there are but 3 riders on the ridge there, but there may be more.
Perhaps
Beyond.
wise, I shall write a ode to your wisdom.
Yes, yes. I think that's probably a fantastic idea. Yes, please do. So, I think we should yes, slowly investigate this, but not too overtly.
Take our time until the need arises for glory
Yes.
on the battlefield.
Yes.
Where else do we proceed now?
So that rise that's above the village, is it wooded?
Well, there are sparse areas of woods,
Okay.
on the horizon line.
Right.
It's a bare climb and a bare hill. There's not a whole lot between you and there, right? You are headed in a particular direction that you're maybe another day and a half's ride to get to Old Town, and there is a large forest between you and Old Town. Right. There are no roads here, by the way. You're traveling cross country. If you ever come across what appear to be trails, it's because the earth has been trodden and worn due to traffic. But there's no roads per se. You're traveling across country.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be my only concern is that there's 3 of them on the rise, but there might be actually more beyond that.
Yeah, and they're actually gone. They watched you
they're gone. Yeah.
save the child, and then they
Mhm.
they turned and rode away. So yeah.
All right.
Well, I mean, they're not visible. Is all.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Consider Sir Alban's noble brow as he plans our next move. toward
Think what to do.
Okay.
Perrin,
I go back to my parchment and I start writing with my quill.
Yes, I will ask for Perrin's counsel.
I say we take one of these. I point to the spear, and as I say it, I pull it out and I hack it in half, and I say, "This is proof of the Black Spear's involvement. We can show King Richard." And I wrap it up in an oilskin and stow it.
Very, very wise indeed, Perrin. Very wise indeed.
Nasty
Yes.
weapon it does.
I say if I find these people, they will pay with their lives for this.
Indeed they will. Yes. Very well.
I
Then.
say, but if you wish not to pursue them into the lion's den, as it were, I think that's probably wise as well.
Yes. We must gather more information.
Then the time will come when Sir Alban will collect that payment.
Okay.
No doubt, my friend. No doubt. Yes.
All right. So,
Very well.
do you wish to go along the path, or are we going to maybe at least go as far as the ridge and see what we can see? Or do you feel they're long gone?
I feel they're long gone at this point. Yes. We should continue on our way and make the king aware of their presence. Perhaps there is more troops that he can commit to this battle.
Well,
Yes.
what, like some?
Like what?
Sorry, Perrin was being a bit sarcastic because the
like
farmers
some?
were basically, the farmers were basically saying hadn't said anybody. So some is more than none. So anyway, and he'll stomp
I've
off
been
along the
brushing
path.
his horse down, and then I turn and gesture toward giving you a leg up onto your mount.
Yes. So thank you, Willoughby. Thank you. If you like, I could maybe perhaps charge up there and do a quick scan.
You would look magnificent upon that rise.
I think it would make a fine. Yes. I think I shall.
Fine, fitting departure for the commoners down here below. It will give them hope.
Yes, hope. Yes, we must always provide hope, Willoughby. That's true. So I shall ha to my horse Thorfinn and charge up the hill.
You watch. It's not quite as majestic, maybe for Perrin as it is for the knight and for Willoughby, as he looks. But he's soaked, he's dirty, he's not quite the glowing, reference. But he's up to the ridge pretty quick. He tops the ridge in just a few moments, and as you look over, you see just in the distance. You see these 3 riders, and they've made quite some. I mean, you could conceivably follow them if you wanted to, and they are headed. And you also notice as you scan the area once you're at the top of this rise, you see another black dot on the ground there where they clearly have burned a homestead and crops. And there's to your right another one a little farther away. So this is 3 homesteads and crops that they have decimated.
Oh no!
And this was their latest, and they're riding, between those, off between some hills and into some. You can't see exactly where they're going, but they're just dots now passing through.
All right, I think at this point to give encouragement to the common folk in the village below, I need to rear up my horse on 2 legs, and give a kind of heroic kind of. They've gone. All is safe now. Yeah,
and right? you notice Willoughby around the few people that are out in the crossroads, and around. They're watching. There's a handful that have actually set down their whatever they were carrying, and they've watched. They watched all of this. There's only a smattering of people, maybe 4 or 5 that witnessed this, but at least there are witnesses to what's happened. And you might notice a couple of them, block out the sun to make sure they can see him. But no applause or anything like that.
Frame him up, yeah.
Right.
But by this time, Willoughby's crested the rise, and I look down and obviously see the other things. I see treacherous knaves.
Yes, indeed, my friend.
Yes, upon King Richard's land.
Yes. So, well, no. This is the Duke. This is the Duchy of Mountbatten, Duke Mountbatten.
Okay.
Wellford.
To raise
you haven't entered
land like
Old Town yet, right?
This will not stand, Sir Albin.
No, not at all. Not at all. No, we should report this to our good king.
Yeah, I mean he's responsible for this, but you actually, of course, deal with. The Duke. Sorry, I misunderstood that question.
No, that's
yeah. I mean, this is Richard's territory. He would be utterly responsible for these people.
But we're on the way to Alltown,
which is where his
Richard is.
Which is where his keep is. Yes.
King Richard's keep.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. All right.
Yes. I suggest urgency.
Yes. Well, this may indeed be part of the king's urgency, is these black thorns. But we should make haste to report this to him. As I've seen, and as you can see now, Willoughby, from here, from this viewpoint, we can see that there has been other homesteads or communities attacked by these vile villains.
Yes, they're raising the land.
Yes. So we should make haste to King Richard's keep to report these happenings to him.
We're about the king's business, and I turn around with a flourish and down the hill and let them know.
When you say you're about,
well?
I'm sorry, I missed that, Mark.
I was just asking if we have horses as well, or
I think it would be wise. I'm sure you would have been able to. It would probably be best that you have horses.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, they're not as good as
the knight has a riding horse that he would be able to joust with, etc. So you guys have horses. They're not. Yeah, they're not necessarily ready for that type of thing.
They're not a war horse. They're just
right. So yes, Willoughby might have a mule. No, I don't know. Yes, for you to travel, you would have Sagfoot certainly would have made sure you had mounts.
Gotcha. All right.
Right,
good.
Aaron Sagfoot. Yes. So as you ride again in the proper direction, you have never been here, of course. You just know roughly where you're supposed to go. And as you ride, then the sky darkens with clouds, and a rain begins. And by the time you reach the wood, the edge of the wood, it is a fog is beginning. And as you enter the woods, and again, you know that you have to pass through this this forest to get to Old Town. About 4 hours in, late afternoon, you are moving so slow. The fog now is so thick you can barely see each other, and you can see just beyond maybe the rump of your horse, the head of your horse, and twisting through these trees in this thick fog. We will have to make, as you move around these trees, etc., we will have to make anybody here have survival as a skill?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yes.
So you'll have to make a survival check, please, for me, sir, in a setback due to the fog. So
Yes.
you're going to be even. So you're going to be even because you already have a skill. And this is to determine whether you have been able to maintain your compass direction.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Survival, mind, fortune. So I need a 12 or less. Okay. So I got.
Oh no, 14 or less. If your mind's 14.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah, I got 14 and a 2. So.
Okay, so yeah, no modifiers on this.
No
one,
modifiers.
So
okay, so I'm fine.
Just a basic check. Okay.
Basic check.
It's a simple check, which means no modifier, right? Okay.
Okay.
So so you're able to maintain your sense of direction as you're moving, and now you're losing time, of course, because you can't move quickly through this on the horses in the fog. And of course, it's getting late afternoon, much darker in here than the actual time of day. You proceed on. Is there anything you want to do here, or do you just want to keep plugging?
Well, Willoughby's, since we got in there, it didn't bode well with him. And to pass the time, Willoughby's regaling them with tales of what horrors await in the woods and could be championed by Sir Alban and taken out. You know what I mean? This is like a ripe opportunity for him to gain more glory. So.
Well, Willoughby is regaling us with these tales. Have I heard of any history of this dark wood?
That's a great question.
I actually need to roll that too, since I'm bringing that up in my mind to tell the stories.
Yeah, go ahead and make a roll. Normal roll. So it's just a basic 1 die 20 check, no modifier, below your mind. Oh, actually, you have a skill, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so 2 dice, unless you made it. Okay.
I made it.
I got 14.
The only things you've heard about this wood, not unlike most dark woods as well, there's always foul beast and evil that lurk in dark places. The only thing that you know of the dark wood related to the dark wood is that you've heard tell of hinge, stone circles, and pagan activity, maybe druid activity in these particular woods. However, that's the most you've heard about these particular woods. Right? No tells of dragons or things like that.
At the time, I'll be regaling them a tale of Morgana, which she is. Her domain is death and nature's guardian. So
yes, I spit on the ground when I hear her name.
Chernuus.
Nice.
The forest wild animals.
Nice.
And Perrin, have you heard anything of these dark woods?
Nothing. No, I recall. I do not recall them. It says flicking through his book a little bit as he rides his horse, and wobbling.
Yeah, I'm waving my little cloaking hand through there, through the wash of mist and stuff like that, and trying to get.
Yes,
right.
I think we should carry on and try and get ourselves out of these woods before nightfall.
Do the horses seem spooked in any kind of way?
Yeah, more so than if you are paying attention to them as opposed to regaling them with stories, you might well notice the horses are definitely fidgety.
Yeah, if they're trembling between my thighs as I'm riding, I'll notice that.
And if you
and I'm petting her neck as well as to soothe hers, to soothe myself.
Okay. When and if you stop regaling them with stories, you might hear something.
Okay.
If indeed you're done talking.
Oh, I actually got a 1. I actually got a 1 second.
Oh, nice. Critical success. You hear this. It sounds to you It sounds to you like a conversation, a party, somewhat of a racket, just in the outside of your hearing. And you will need to make a save for me, sir. A mind save. This is mind one of your save proficiencies?
Let me check.
Save. Oh, I haven't got that written down. Save.
Bard?
Yeah, I need to.
No, it's charisma and reflex for him.
Yeah, he's right.
Okay.
He's right.
So you'll need to make a mind save at normal, just a normal mind check.
Okay. Well, y'all see me stop and bolt upright, and it seems like I've been running my mouth to, in part due to nervousness, but I'm keyed up and I hear something, and Willoughby straightens up in his saddle, and I rolled a 16.
Okay. Before are you two paying attention? Are you hearing? Are you listening?
I think so. Yeah, I think Perrin has been quite quiet while the tale has been going on.
Right. So when he stops talking, you begin to hear the murmur just outside into your consciousness, Perrin, and it's as if somebody is speaking directly to you. A wise man, whispering to you the secrets of magic, the secrets of the earth, the secrets of the land. And go ahead and make a mind check for me, sir, with your, I believe you do have proficiency, so 2 dice.
Okay, so I failed on the one, but the other is a 5, so it's well under my mind.
Okay, so you can hear this. You can tell that it is, you're not compelled in any such way to go toward it, but you can tell there is something about this that is not natural, of course, right? It is of the supernatural. Okay, the knight, Sir Knight.
Yes.
You're hearing the whispers of a fair maiden begging you, longing for you to come and find her.
Okay. All right. Very well. So mind check.
Yes, sir.
Okay. 1.
Okay, so again, you know that this is not quite right. As a matter of fact, you might hear the gurgling. You might make out that it is. You rolled a 1, which is critical success. It is this kind of gurgling, hissing nonsense. Once you shake it out of your head. Yes. Okay, this is definitely not. Unfortunately, you've seen now that Willoughby has turned his horse. And he is headed to. He took a right turn to you, and he's headed off into the fog on his horse.
I'll call him back. Willoughby, please, you must continue with us in this direction. Where are you going?
Okay, I normally would snap out of this, but am I even hearing him?
No, you are only focused now on hearing this chatter. It sounds like a party. It sounds like a festive. You might hear singing. You might hear all the things that a bard would love.
This is really encouraging me that I can go there and impart and make,
You're, and it's created this kind of absent-minded, state.
Yeah, almost maybe you can hear me under my breath talking to myself, saying, "I shall tell them of your tales, of your glory, of your majesty."
Oh no! I will look over grimly at Perrin and say, I believe our friend is under some sort of bewitchment.
Agreed, I say. Yes.
Yes. Let's try and get him back on the proper path.
Yes.
And I will.
I'm racking my brains. I'm going to use my magical knowledge to see if I know anything about an enchantment like this. Or the kind of creature that would use an enchantment like this.
Okay.
So I have some magical knowledge skill, which I have an edge on, so I got a 5 on that. So that's
okay. Outstanding. Yeah, even with a difficult rating of -4, actually regular, which would be -4. That's good. So you've heard tell of enchantments or wards that call travelers to locations. Sometimes fairies use things like this. There have been great wizards that have used things like this. There are hags, river hags, and crones. So you definitely know of this style of ward, but it's probably a ward, right? It may not be a thing so much as a place.
A static thing. Yeah. Okay. Right. All right. I say if we can get him past it, it may wear off.
Very well.
And so I'd spur my pony and see if I can catch up to the bard and grab the reins of his horse.
Okay. I've let loose of the reins, and I'm sitting there with one hand over my heart and the other hand in the air.
Okay.
You know, regaling some tales about Sir Albin at the moment when he comes up.
All right. Now, and I will have my flail at the ready in case something assails us.
Okay.
From out of the fog.
Okay. So what I'll need you to do, Dale, is make another save.
Can I do a good luck charm on Dale?
Yes, that'll give you an edge.
Advantage on the save.
That'll give you an edge. So 2 dice, -4 to your mind check.
I just rolled 2 3s.
Beautiful. So you're not compelled to climb off and keep going, right? As he pulls your pony away from that direction, you fight the urge to want to climb off and walk in that direction, okay? But you're still hearing it. It's still driving you a little bit crazy, right? I mean, you're still wanting. You're looking over your shoulder. Your consciousness is full of this, and as you are steered away, it gets louder and begs, and it's almost as if now that the party
I'm not pirouetting off that horse whenever he changes the horse's direction. Like
you did. You managed to not do that.
Oh,
right?
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, you successfully saved, so you've managed to avoid physically getting off the horse, right?
Gotcha, okay.
You need to make a perception check there, since you're looking about with your flail, sir.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Which is, I believe, a mind check, isn't it?
Yeah,
but
mind check.
I don't think you have perception.
It's a skill. It's a skill. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, good. So with again, this is due to the fog. This is at a -4. So your mind -4.
Okay. I've got under that. Under that. And just 1 dice or 2 because
2
it's skill.
Skill. Yep.
Skill. That's right. Okay. Thank you.
That's lowest score.
There we go. Got a 10. Yep.
Okay. You see glowing through the fog. You pick up a glow. Probably 50 yards, maybe from where you're at. 50 meters.
Right.
A little farther. There's a glow.
Is it in the direction that we're traveling?
No, it was in the direction he was headed.
Ghost lights of some sort. Will o' the Wisps or something like that. Yes. I'll point that out to my companions and suggest that we put as much distance between us and them as possible before nightfall.
Okay. You're gonna have to take another.
I say yes, absolutely. Let's do that. And I've got like a piece of wood which is glowing green, and the glow is fading, and I go throw it over my shoulder.
The further I get away from him, the more I'm like, no, don't leave me. And I still got my arm up in the air and
come on, you.
Bring him along, Aaron.
You need to make one more save for me, especially when he says, "Look at that glow." When he points out the glow, you definitely got to make a save.
Okay, I rolled an 8. Okay, my mind is a 9.
That's all right.
Your mind's a 9. What did you roll?
I rolled an 8.
Okay.
Did I roll a bane on that, or?
I'm sorry. Do you roll what?
Do I roll a bane or just straight roll?
Straight roll.
Okay, that was an 8.
Okay. So you're all right. You managed again. You're looking over your shoulder. You see the glow, and now you might even be, you might really be, but you're managing to stay on the horse and let him pull you along. I tremble a little bit,
and a tear comes down my eyes from the loss of the opportunity.
Right, the opportunity to share your cows.
Never mind that. Don't look at the lights. That song is appalling. Half of it doesn't rhyme. I mean, I don't know what you think you're doing. It's and I'll start to just forensically take his performances to pieces, and just to try and shock him back into
it made me go
real
in
life
defense of my performance.
Nice.
No one understands your haikus.
In about 10 or 15 minutes, Willoughby will realize that it's gone, this urge, but you know, you might have this sad, maybe a little bit of a feeling that was lost, but you are no longer hearing the party. You're no longer hearing the singing and the frolicking, and after about a few more hours here of travel, it is now utterly dark. The rain has finally stopped. The fog is still thick, but you are now traveling in the dark. If you continue to travel, I will need you to make a direction check for me, whoever's leading.
Well, yes.
Willoughby
I
was
think
a bit
I'm
hungry.
gonna keep moving forward. Let's see if we can get out of these woods.
Okay.
I don't relish the thought of staying here.
Okay. Now
overnight.
this will be at a -4, of course, because it
Okay.
is fog and dark.
All right,
Shall
but it is one of my skills.
Shall we set some lights?
Well, of course, yes, we shall need some lights, my friend. Yes. Do you have a light? Because I seem to be without.
I can lighten the mood, and then I break out into song. And
Oh, well, that'll give. If you're actually going to play a song, that could give a bonus.
yeah, just to calm things down and give a sense of hope.
Okay.
And this
Okay.
Okay.
that is
So,
the battle. No, what? It's not the battle song, is it?
well, you have that ability, but I would give him I would reduce his difficulty by 1 notch, so it'd be
Okay.
-2 from his mind. He
Good.
still gets the 2 dice because it's a skill.
It's a calming,
skill.
soothing type.
Right.
Right.
And Perrin, do you have any light source?
Yes.
You do. Oh.
So I draw some candles from my backpack and I'll pass them around.
Okay.
And I'll say, I will light the first candle, and a light will appear.
Just don't start
Okay.
waking up.
Candles.
So now it's a simple
It
check.
doesn't
for
seem
you.
to burn low.
Simple
It's
check?
really weird.
So no modifiers, no negative
Oh,
modifiers.
it doesn't seem to burn. You said.
It's just a constant flame.
Right.
Candles.
It
Right.
That's
doesn't
awesome.
flicker in the
It's
wind.
no
It doesn't do
flickering.
any of that. It's just,
Where did you procure these candles, Perrin?
they're good, aren't they? The finest tallow from Camelot.
Oh, well, very well then.
Awesome.
If it's Camelot, it must be good. Yes.
Save it,
All right.
save it. I say, we only need one lit.
Okay, so here we go. Oh yeah, both of them. Yeah. 6 and a 7. So,
Okay, so no problem. A couple more hours into your journey now, fully probably mid-evening. You are out of the woods, and you see before you into the darkness, kind of gray now. You can see the sky, you can see the stars, and the fog is lifting as you come out of this forest. And now just rolling hills. You if you continue to ride in another hour or so, you may pass a farmstead. There might be a soft glow in of a home where that's got candles flickering. Maybe generally farmers go to bed at dark, get up at dawn, so maybe not. But you would see a couple more farms that have yet to be raised.
right.
And at this point, if you continue to travel, you will need to make exhaustion checks. There is constitution checks.
But
And you need to heal.
as we broke out of the forest, you could tell I'm tired, but I say, "Behold, a new day has dawned."
Nice.
Look at the world before us, the rolling hills. But you can tell I've just been running my mouth, and I'm exhausted. My voice is hoarse by this
Yep.
time.
So
we could get a short nap.
Maybe we
past
should
the worst of it.
Yes, we have passed the worst of it. Yes. So yes, let us make a quick camp here and get some
Okay.
rest.
Okay.
Yes.
And then you'll need to have a meal. So if you have food, you'll have to eat something, right? Or potentially have exhaustion for tomorrow if you don't have food.
I don't have food.
Okay.
What were we thinking?
But yeah, you're equipped with what was in the book.
Yep.
I literally made a pre-made directly from the book.
Oh, didn't think to ask those farmers for some bread or anything.
Well, again, you did pass a couple of.
No, I think we should go on until we get to a farmer's thing and see if we can get some rest.
Maybe you're right. Maybe we should push forward, eh?
Yeah. You want to actually go to a home along the trail?
Yeah. I think so. Hey, guys.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, and another couple of miles to your left, you see again crops. They again it looks like corn, right?
Okay.
Maybe something else. I'm not certain exactly, but it's still it's midsummer, so there's crops here, and you do see a small farmhouse and a barn and maybe hay.
Look yonder; these houses are not molested.
Yes.
The black
Right.
Luntz
None of
have
these
here.
have been. Yes. Right.
Very well.
So if you want to approach this home, you certainly can.
Mm-hmm.
These people are
How do
good.
you want to go about that? Describe to me how you're approaching this home.
These people are good King Richard's servants.
Yes.
I
Well,
tell
we,
you.
we don't wish to cause them any alarm.
No, but they should be glad to have the opportunity to bed
Yes,
still for the night.
yes, you're right, Willoughby. Why don't you knock on the door and parlay for us?
Yes, I shall announce your entrance, and then I hit the reins and gallop forward to the door of the hut. Now, when I'm coming up, do I see anybody outside or anything?
No, it is, and it's dark inside. And the doors are shut. You see, being summer, a couple of the shuttered windows are open.
Okay, but this is really early morning, like at the.
Yeah, it's probably more like 9 or 10 o'clock at night.
Oh, it's
All right.
night.
I mean,
Oh,
you've
we
been on
were
the
just in
road. You've been on the
forest. I
road
thought it
for
was
12 or
nighttime.
14 hours. Yeah.
Okay, well,
Yeah, it's not that late. No, but after 8 hours, you need to start making Constitution checks. That's
no,
why.
that's fine. It's nightfall. I
Yeah.
come up to it and I slide off the horse, and as grateful of maneuver as I can to
Okay.
have presence when I'm striding up to the door, and
Okay.
I'm looking around and I knock on it.
And you hear some pattering of feet, and you hear murmuring, and then
Look alive in there. Come
and
forward.
then you can hear somebody just hit the door and press up against it. Who's there? Who's out there?
Friends of good King Richard, we have a knight that needs a place to lay his head at night. I have him outside. I am his herald. Open the door. Open it wide.
How do I know who you say you are? There have been villains about, burning homes.
Yes, we've encountered them. We're out trying to find them and alert King Richard. So aid us in our king's work.
Woo! I rolled a 20 and a 2. Lucky for you, it was an edge.
Oh, yeah.
Because the 20 could have been ugly. You suddenly see, you hear like feet on the floor, and then you see his head pop in the open window, right? Not far from the door. He pops his head out and looks, and he
And I
sees.
make a gesture like that and show him my signet ring that I have.
Ah, yes, and who are those men there on the horses?
You're looking to none other than Knight Albin. And what is your character's name, Mark?
Perrin the Wise.
And Perrin the Wise.
Perrin the Wise. He looks like one of those. Okay. He said one minute, and he comes around and he opens the door, and he's in his like a woolen like a wool top that hangs, and you see his wife in the corner pull up the sheets in their bed. And
I'm not really looking with a flourish. I turn around and say,
No.
prepare for our stay. And then I shall, and then I swing back up on the horse. I shall let good Sir Albin know of your generosity. And,
yes.
and King Richard. And then I slap the horse and head back up the hill to let them know.
He leaves the door open, and you hear him spark, "Get up, woman! We must prepare food and beverage." And you hear him banging around, and as you come back to the home, I don't know what you do with the horses, tie them up somewhere or put them in the barn. As you approach, he is now dressed. He's got his pantaloons on, right? He's got his and she is busy stirring what's in a pot on their fire. And he's got wooden bowls out for you, and he's tankards about, and he invites you in. And again, he kneels at the knight when he sees the knight.
And he kneels, and I say, "Sir Albin, this is your subject." And then I pull his head up and by the chin and say, "What was your name, sir?"
Adam.
Adam. Your good servant, Adam.
Yeah.
Yes.
And his wife. They will provide us.
Maria and Adam. Yes.
They will
Maria.
provide us with
Right.
accommodations tonight.
I thank them for their hospitality.
I'm just grateful that you are not garbed in black, one of the evil black thorns. You do not know what has befallen our communities. And he invites you in and begs you to sit. She slaps some kind of stew. Looks like potatoes and carrots, and there might be a little bit of rabbit or something in it. Who knows? But she slaps that onto some plates for you with some.
Good.
And then pours what appears to be some kind of ale, maybe, or brew, some kind of home brew.
All right.
She definitely looks the Perrin with one eyebrow, watches him carefully. You hear her whisper under her breath something to her husband and kind of nods in the direction of Perrin.
Now I'm greedily lapping up this soup. I'm still dabbing the edges of my mouth, but nevertheless, do I notice her looking toward Perrin like that?
Yes, yeah. You all can see clearly.
I stop mid thing and then look at him, look at her, and I would have you know, good madam, that Perrin helped in the aid of one of your neighbors. The house was alight, afire. A child, dear little Jessica, was swallowed up in the flames. And Albin himself, good Sir Albin, rushed into the flames.
What has happened with Jessica? What about her family?
Oh, I dare say her family met a nasty fate. They were taken by the Black Lance and skewered, pinned to the ground.
Yeah.
But don't let that disturb you.
Oh, she gasps out.
We're taking word to King Richard, and we know they're about the land.
And they both look at you and you say, "Are you King Richard's men?" And again, they both spit on the earthen floor when they hear King Richard.
You spit at King Richard?
King Richard does nothing for us.
I stand up affronted, and I make a quick, short glance over to.
Are you men of King Richard's? He asks. Adam asks.
I am my own man. I say, how can? And then my voice changes and I say, how can we repay you for your kindness and hospitality here tonight? Are your animals sick? Do you need any a replenishment of your purse?
And again, she gasps when she gets the hint of what you're after, and she pulls her apron up around her mouth, and she hides in the corner. A little bit perturbed. He looks at you and said, "No, we are glad to have you here. But if you are King Richard's men,
what is King
you are
Richard
not, and you are not doing enough
the
for our
rightful High
community."
King?
Yeah.
I point at each of them and I say, "Sir Albin is sworn to the Duke, not King Richard, and I know not of this one."
So you are from Welford?
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
Now we the truth of it.
Then
But
you
the
are
Duke
welcome.
owes allegiance to the king.
Yes, that's we are all his subjects.
Yes.
I wish he would do more for us. He ignored
perhaps.
Be that
Perhaps.
be that as it may, but that's one reason we approach him. To request
yeah.
aid for our areas, and you must hold your tongue until we determine whether or not he will give it to us. But other than that, think positively, my good people.
Yes, Willoughby. We have no problems with you. We are honored to have Sir Albin.
Okay, I reluctantly take my seat back and rejoin the spoon to my lips and slurp down some more. And
I've been eating the whole
let's
time
stew.
and drinking my ale and letting the
All
two of
that
them
banter.
talk the talk. Yeah. I am a man of deeds, not of words. So
And then as you finish scraping off what's there, she slaps more on your plate there, Sir Albin. And she leans in. I love a man with a hearty appetite.
And Diddy is a man of action. You'll have to excuse me, Sir Albin.
I will not take more than what is. I will not make a glutton of myself. Here, you two finish
I
this.
get perturbed when anyone questions your authority or allegiances.
Yes.
He tells you you're more than welcome to stay here in the house. We will stay in the loft in the barn.
No,
No,
no, no,
no.
no, no, no,
He'll
no,
do
my
that.
friends. I must insist you stay in
This
your
is
own
only
home. I am.
appropriate. He does good by you by offering this. You're a
It
good man,
is. It
Alvin.
is good that he has offered, but I will stay in the barn with my friends. I will not take you from your own bed. I am not that kind of knight.
See how
You are
worthy
gracious.
he is. Gracious.
I look at him. I look at Sir Alvin, and for the first time, I'm actually looking at him with a degree of respect, and I'm like, fair enough.
He takes words from me. He startles me.
You are not like
With his
any knight I
generosity.
have ever. You are not like Sir Richard's men.
No, no, perhaps not. Perhaps not. I aspire to a higher calling. Thank you. You are the man of words here with me. You tell them what I'm trying to do. Yes. To what I aspire.
My words are simply echoes, shallow echoes of your deeds, to which, without being witnessed, cannot even hold.
Yes, right. Look, it's the middle of the night. Just let them sleep. We will bother you no longer, I say, and I'll try and drag them out of the door and
Okay.
the
Yes.
barn.
As I leave, I will snap down a gold piece on their table, but I'll make sure it's nice and loud so Willoughby can hear what I've done. All right.
Nice.
Okay,
and
I
also-
halfway turn around with a grin and look at him and point it at him and say,
Then I give him that kind of like, hey.
and turn around and leave.
And
Shall be no
before you
doubts.
get out, as he's leading you across his land with a lantern to the barn, before you can leave, she has grabbed that gold piece up.
Yeah, indeed.
He's probably
Yeah,
doing this bit.
Right? We're making sure it's real. Yes, and then you hear her from the door. Bless you, Sir Albin. Bless you. We have been graced with your presence. And you hear her squeal and kind of laugh. You've made her whole year probably, right?
Yeah.
Okay. He leads you to the barn, and inside he points to the ladders that'll take you into the loft where there's hay, and you can sleep off the ground and away from the animals. In this barn are some pigs and some horses. He has a couple of milk cows in here, and then of course, because most of his land is crops, right?
Mm.
So. And then he leaves you, and he hangs the lantern on the door. And as he leaves, he pulls the door of the barn shut. But he leaves the lantern hang there on a nail or something, right?
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Can we just take a quick little break?
Yes, I need to as well. So yes,
Okay.
let's do.
All right.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah.
Are you joining her? Are you going to join us, little man? Hello.
Hey, I'm back.
All right, how are we doing on time? You guys okay?
Yeah, we're good. I'm good till 5.
Oh, great. Sorry, I got to have a shift here.
That's fine.
All right.
This is going good. I like this system.
Yeah, I do too. I'm, most of my experience is OSR, so there's less rolling generally. A game like this kind of implies you got to roll a little more with skill. And,
yeah, that's okay.
Yeah. Normally when you play an OSR, there are no skills.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't just call on a roll when there's a challenge, right?
Right.
Yeah. So this is kind of different. And I'm okay with that. That's the whole point of having skills.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So.
That's working good. I like how the dynamics of the characters are starting to kind of fall into place.
Yeah.
All right.
You can definitely see these three together.
This is something Mark could probably run brilliantly, right?
Mm-hmm.
With a real British accent too.
Yeah.
Authentic.
Nice of you to say. But you know, I've been doing a bit of Sword and Wizardry Complete, and I've got a setting with my local group that's it's 13th century Wales, and it's about the time of the Norman invasion of Wales. So the Normans are the bad guys, and the Welsh are the good guys, and the Saxons are kind of, well, they're basically mercenaries on everybody's side. So
that's brilliant. I love Wizardry Complete. So this is your own setting, or did you say you bought this?
No, I'm basing it on the actual Welsh history of that period, but with magic. I've kind of assumed there's like been an enchantment of Britain that was caused by Merlin a few centuries ago, but I have to say, I mean, Sword and Wizardry Complete's okay, but this is far more kind of customized for the kind of Arthurian stuff. Do you know what I mean? So,
and I really like I actually like the mechanics. I mean, there's no big math bloat, right? Mm-hmm. You'll get some talents and you'll have some skills, but we're not adding +5, +10, it's none of that craziness, right? Yeah, very nice. I really, really like it. So okay.
And another thing too, I mean, you've got something that you can mentally grab onto.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Just so going into a setting blind, you might flail around a little bit, but with this, boom, okay, you know what to latch onto.
For sure. Exactly. And with the pictures, the illustrations really set the tone.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, big time.
Yeah, I really like Osprey books. Their art with their books is always so good, quality stuff. Let my dog out here. He's standing at the door. He wanted in with me briefly, but now he wants out. Let me just let him out.
I've got an Osprey book around here. I think when I was getting into I know what it was. I think I've got Kenneth Haight's Nazi Occult book that he put out. It's an Osprey book, I recall. That's got some good art in it too.
Oh yeah. The other setting I always liked was Middle. You have it, Mark. The
Midderland.
Yes, Midderlands.
Yes,
right.
Yes, I do have that. Yeah.
That's one I could not get my hands on, but that's one at some point I will. That's unbelievable. Yes. What are they all fish? There's so much fishing in the game.
There's a chapter on fishing. It's just awesome. Yeah.
But it's right on, man. So okay. So you guys are in this barn. You have a lantern. There are some cattle and things here. Of course, you can climb up on top, or you can sleep on whatever you want to do to pass the time. I don't know if you want to set a guard or anything. It's up to you guys what you want to do.
Well, given that these blackthorns have been seen in the area, I think it would be prudent to keep someone at watch. Okay. And since I am, I will let the others rest first, and I will take first watch. Okay. Tired though I am, but I will do that. All right.
Okay. Very good.
And up, I think we should sleep in the loft too.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
The high ground.
Yeah, and there are shuttered, windows in the loft that can just be pushed open, and you can look out over the land and over the crops.
Yep.
And kind of sit on the edge with your feet dangling or whatever you want to do. You pass 4 or 5 hours with no nothing at all out of the ordinary, right? Just the sounds of the night. If you rouse the next for watch, I don't know who that'll be.
Oh, it will be Willoughby.
Gotcha. Oh, you rouse Willoughby and
just so he can see that I actually did, take full first watch. And
yeah, he's having a bad hair day, and he kind of looks disheveled, and he gets up, and his pompadour kind of waves in the wind and flops over, and once he slaps himself around for a second, he says,
Straw everywhere.
I'll take watch.
Okay.
Yes, you will, my friend.
Get some
Yes,
rest,
you
Sir
will.
Albin. I'll do that. And then,
very well.
clearing his eyes, he sits in a little opening.
All right.
And he starts humming to himself in a low key and listening to the sounds of the winds and the.
Great. I will. Wait. So I'm wrapping myself in
I'm
my
singing
cloak.
you a lullaby to sleep.
Yeah, you're singing it. Like I look over my shoulder, like.
It goes into a lullaby type thing, and kind of.
Oh, I like that. All right.
Nice.
Oh, that's not so bad then. All right. Carry on. Like, roll over.
Yeah, I wasn't boisterously standing there.
Do you have an instrument, by the way? Do you have
No, I wasn't supplied with one. I either wanted a mouth organ or a kazoo or something, but it didn't even say a lute or anything.
Okay. Oh my gosh, that's kind of strange for the bard not to have an
I
instrument.
know
That's
a lute
weird.
would have been awesome, but it is what it is. That's why I kind of went around oration and storytelling.
Are there even? Anyway, we won't waste our time looking up if there's even instruments in the book. But that's
Yeah,
bizarre.
I can find one. I
You
got
have
some
one.
coin for one. That's one of the first things on my to-do list.
Maybe a blowfish bagpipe.
There you go. Okay. All right.
Anyways.
But yeah, Willoughby's just kind of it's a nice evening, right? Or night. So he's steeped into that, singing a little lullaby.
Yeah, it's beautiful summer evening. Well, it's beautiful as some place like the UK could be in the summer, right?
Yeah.
In other words, it's slightly less gray. No, I'm kidding. I don't.
Yeah.
It's a light gray.
The rain is a slightly less heavy, maybe, for a few hours during the night.
Right.
Yeah, no, there are instruments in the book.
Okay.
When you get into town, we can splash your cash. 4 gold they are.
There we go. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
And again, nothing strange occurs. Not even horsemen or people out and about. I mean, this is the country. This is people go to bed at dark. They get up at dawn.
Okay, I stretch a little bit and realize it's about time from the moon crawling across the sky in this arc. And I look over there and I hear, what is your character's name again, Mark? I gotta get Perrin. I see Perrin slightly snoring. So I crawl over there on my hands and knees and, Perrin, wake up. Wake up. It's your turn for watch. Looks about 4 hours till dawn.
Okay. So I'll sort of stretch my legs and try and get some of the stiffness and aches out a bit. And have we got visibility out of this loft? Is there so we can see the countryside and
yes. Now only in maybe just
an arc,
right, facing one compass direction, but you can get a pretty wide view of the area. You just directly behind right? You couldn't.
Okay.
Right. But that's the house side. This is facing out over his land and over the country. You came up this direction. His house is behind you. So, right.
Okay. And please be quiet. Sir Albin needs his rest.
Nah. Okay. Whatever. So I will go and poke my head up and have a good look over the surrounding countryside.
Okay.
And I'll sort of station myself there for a while, and then if nothing happens for a few hours, I might retreat back inside and start my spell prep a bit early while they're all still slumbering away.
Okay. I just
Gonna need a lot more good luck charms this day. Clearly, I underestimated them.
So later in the just before sunup, as you're working on your preparation for your upcoming spells, I need you to make a perception check for me, which I believe is mind.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's a mind check. Actually, if you don't have perception, it's just a mind check without an edge.
So that's 3 under 16.
Yep.
Minus whatever the difficulty is.
No difficulty, because you're not so caught up in your preparation. It's more administrative prep. It's not too deep, right?
Okay.
I don't imagine, making sure you have the salts and the things like that. Out of the corner of your eye, you see a glow, but it's not the glow. It's not in the direction in which the sun would be coming up. And just beyond the ridge, over the horizon, you see a glow. And you recognize that's the glow of a fire, a large fire. 2 and 2 tells you probably they have raised yet another farm that you passed sometime last night on your way to this homestead up the road. And in about 30 minutes, you hear galloping. And as you peek up and look out, you see 3 black horsemen with black spears ride quickly past this homestead off into the distance in the other direction. They don't stop. They don't take time to assault this house, but they are coming from the direction of that glow, which you can pretty much tell is probably another fire.
Okay. I'm just wondering if they're close enough to me to get a spell off at them.
As they pass, they would be about. Let's just make a roll here and see. Let's just do some old school.
Yeah.
How close they come? Yeah.
Okay, that would be 65 feet or so from you when they get the closest to the barn.
Okay.
About 65 feet.
Yeah. Okay, so the spell I was thinking of only has a range of 20, but there is something else I might be able to quickly do, which would probably work. What's it called? Here we go, trying to find it. It's called Cause the Alert to Slumber.
Nice.
Because I've still... okay, all right. So this is line of sight. So they've got to be... So what I'll need to do is I'll need to pop out of the barn. I've got like a glowing purple charm in my hand. And this is one that I've got prepped from the previous evening and I haven't had time to swap yet. I have to go, hello, over here, to draw their attention. And then as soon as they look at the charm, they basically are drawn in by it. So the target, I will just go for one of them. The target creature with hit dice equal to the caster's or lower falls asleep for up to 4 rounds. Okay. They make a charisma check, so they definitely fall asleep for a single round. If they succeed, that's it. Then they wake up. If they don't succeed, they get the longer effect. So it's enough to knock one of them probably off their horse.
Yep. Which one?
The lead one, because it will cause the most disruption, I think.
Okay. Now, does he get a save if he's higher HD than that?
If he is higher, equal to or lower, I don't think it affects him at all.
Okay. Yeah, because the leader is a little higher level than that. Okay. Right. Well, he's HD. He's not a level. It's HD. Okay. But you've got their attention.
Okay. Well, I presume then if it doesn't affect him,
Yeah.
then it may affect one of the others if they look.
Right. Well, it will affect the others. So that's why if it's a radius or something, those two are those two are out cold.
It's not particularly. It's not
It's just
worded
whoever's looking
specifically
at it.
to say just a single creature. It just.
Yeah, we're going to say if they're looking at you and you cast this, the other two riders slump over. One falls completely off the horse. The other one is kind of hanging by a stirrup as the horse gallops on. The other one hits the ground. Those two are unconscious. The leader rears his horse and looks about for you, of course. Finds you. Now you're still up in the loft, right?
I am. Yeah.
And you see him look around, finds you in the loft, makes eye contact. He stares hard at you, and then he rides his horse around the other guy and hits him a few times with his spear and barks something. You can't make out what he's saying, but barks something out. And then he takes off, spurs his horse into full gear to catch the other horse that's dragging the guy's foot's caught in the stirrup. So he's kind of stumbling around. The one of them is stumbling around the road looking for his horse. He's riding after the other horse, but he took a good long look at you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fair enough. So this is a higher level spell, so I need to make a check to see that it doesn't give me backlash.
I just assumed sleep. It's basically a version of sleep. Go ahead.
It is. Yeah.
I was thinking it was fun.
Yeah. So.
Watching.
I mean, I think it will work.
Sure.
Basically, because presumably I've got more than one round to cast it anyway, haven't I? Because they're coming.
You know what we'll do?
Up to
Let's go ahead and count it.
I think I have failed, so I think I'm going to get some backlash potentially. So I'll roll a d6.
Oh.
If I get 1, 2, or 3, it has no effect.
Okay.
If I get a 4, 5, or 6, then I get a backlash. Okay.
You got it.
So here we go. 2. So I'm okay. So I just about get away with that.
Okay.
And I'm like, ow! I'll
So-
drop back down
so you
inside the loft.
You didn't fail the
Quick,
cast,
quick.
did you? You actually failed the cast.
I rolled the first time I rolled it. I rolled a 16, which was a failure. Okay.
Oh gosh! So I made an assumption there. I thought you said you okay. So they aren't unconscious. Then
No, we might need to. I've messed that up. Sorry.
that's okay. That's not your fault. Are you kidding me? I went a little quick. No. Let's just we'll just play this as I've already said, and what we'll do is we'll assume you succeeded, but we'll take 6 spell points. So make double that cost of that spell. How about that?
Sure.
Okay. So it just cost you 6 points for the day, and we'll assume because so these guys are. I'm sorry, I didn't hear that you didn't succeed. Okay, so I'm so used to OD&D, man. Sleep just works.
Yeah. So I think, I mean, I think the learning point in the future is if
You
the
have to
spell goes
cast.
cut, you can keep doing it until it goes off.
That's right.
It
Yeah, I
costs
forget,
extra.
I forget you have to actually cast it successfully, especially if it's above your head. Right. Okay, so good. But this is why I thank God somebody chose a magic user so we can test this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So for now, we're going to stick with what's occurred. So the one is up looking for his horse. The other, he's riding off to stop the horse that's galloping with one of his men away. And again, you're watching out over this. Is there anything you want to do? And now again, the sun has not come up yet. They clearly.
Well, I'm going to drop down into the loft and wake the others up and say, "Quickly, they're here!" So basically, the first casting attempt, which was 10 seconds, didn't work. Second one works. So it's been kind of 20 seconds of time. So on the third round, I can drop back into the loft. So it's about half a minute after all this kerfuffle.
Yep.
They can possibly hear some noise outside.
Yep.
And then I'm going to rouse them. I'm going to spend the round trying to rouse them from their sleep.
Can I get
Yes.
Can I get a moment's rest? And I wake up and I'm still disheveled. I feel like I just fell
I'm like,
asleep.
don't blame me. It's the Black Spears.
As soon as I hear that name, I snap
So Albin,
to awake.
the black
Yes,
spirits
yes.
are upon us.
I am on it, and I grab my flail and shield and quickly descend the the ladder of the loft.
I
and head
scramble
out.
over quickly to the window and breaking out my my stones out of my pouch and slipping them into my sling.
And I will go towards if that one guy is still on the ground there trying to get up.
Are you going to mount your horse? Are you leaving your horse in the barn, or are you taking?
I'm leaving my horse. No, I'm just going to. There's one guy on the ground, isn't there?
Right. Well, he's stumbling around.
He's stumbling. I'm just strolling up to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I'm just walking straight towards him and just going to take the flail and whack.
So we go make a matter of fact. You make a reflex with an edge. You get to roll 2 dice for your reflex initiative because he's kind of loopy.
Right. Oh.
So you're actually the odds are you're going to definitely get initiative.
Okay, so it's just a reflex check. That's what.
Reflex
Okay.
roll, but roll 2 dice.
Okay.
For it.
Okay. And I got an 8.
Okay, so he's kind of stumbling around. Again, not quite totally oriented here yet, because he was poked awake. By the way, remember he didn't. He was actually roused by his leader. Okay, sir. So roll to hit this guy. Now he is an HD1. Subtract that from your might.
Okay, so I've got a might of 16. So
15 and below to hit him, and then roll your damage if you do.
Okay. All right. Ah, I rolled 19.
Oh! Somehow stumbling about in your, I don't want to say rage, you're a knight, that's your deal, but somehow you just, he somehow manages to step aside from this blow.
He just
Sleep was in my eyes, obviously.
Right.
Yeah.
He just woke up.
Okay, it is now Perrin and Willoughby need to make reflex checks if you're. We'll do that anyway, whether you're in the combat or not, because we're going to be in a turn-based system right now,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So I rolled a 6 under my reflex of 10, so I think I succeed.
I
So you can
succeeded
do
with
whatever
an
you want to
8 and
do.
8. I succeeded as well.
Okay, so you guys now can organize who goes first, right?
I think given that I've just spent the round trying to wake them up, I should go last.
Okay.
And I think Willoughby should go next.
Well, as Willoughby got up, like I said, I had basically dropped where you were and was beside the open windows, the shuttered windows. So whenever you alerted me, I popped up, and it looked out. Am I seeing while Sir Albin was crawling down off the loft? Do I see anybody approaching?
No, you see him in the I won't say the road, for the lack of a better term, in the pathway. You see him engaging this guy who's stumbling around. You see down the road one horseman chasing down another horse.
But they're not coming in my
dragging.
direction. Okay.
Right.
So like I said, I was fumbling around for my sling and my rock. Like they were coming, and then I noticed that Sir Albion is engaged right at the bottom. I'm going to, since they're together, engaged so close, I'm going to be swinging that sling around my head, and with a, and I'm going to start singing a battle song.
Okay.
And I'm
Nice.
above them, right? So it'll, I'm going to see how epic that Sir Albion is facing and confronting the foe and taking him out in full measure, okay, and booming. So that's what I'll be doing. I do that, and it'll roll over and give him advantage for next
Battle song. Yes. So that gives everybody in combat within 10 feet, I believe, an edge
No,
on all
it
your
says
rolls.
one person, one target. So I have to target.
Okay, so that'll be Albin. Is that it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and now Perrin.
Okay, so Perrin will also try and get out of the barn and just close the distance to the fracas, and then the other two are still moving away from us. Yeah.
Yeah, he's trying to catch the other horse.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
But so he's probably 100 yards from you guys.
he's well out of range. Yeah. I get a little bag of salt, and I throw it. And at the knight that Sir Albin is fighting, and I dazzle him with glittering lights. We hope, because you're going to get the spell check in now.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's close. So I got a 14.
Okay.
It's a first level spell.
It's
so
a
my mind is 16, so a 14 is okay. I think.
Yes, it is. Okay.
I need a 15. So that goes off.
Okay.
So that's another 2 points.
He makes a. Is it a charisma save for this, or is it a? What is this? I think for that it's a charisma save.
I don't know that he gets a save. It doesn't say he gets a save. Maybe this is the one I should have used upstairs.
Yeah, it would say that, wouldn't it? Yeah, so
it says, blow into one creature's eyes within 20 feet. The affected creature sees a blinding array of dazzling lights dancing around his vision.
Oh, that's sweet. Okay, yep.
So the creature has a setback on his attacks for the next 1d3 rounds.
Okay.
So he's
nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so roll a 1d6 and divide that by 2 to find out how many rounds.
Yeah, no trouble. 1 round.
Okay, so one. That's okay.
The next round, he's got a disadvantage on his next attack.
Set that. Okay, he is now. So we're on his turn. The other horseman has caught that horse. He's pulling the reins up on the other horse about 300 yards away. And this gentleman is going into a defensive, full defense. So his hands are up, and he's kind of dancing around Sir Elbin. You notice he doesn't have his spear. He doesn't appear to have anything but armor, but he is clad in a chainmail armor, black chainmail armor. He has this tunic that has this the black thorn emblem on it, like a red rose type thing with thorns. And he's literally in a full defensive posture. So that means you'll get a setback in your next attack versus that, right? Okay. So round 2, do we roll again for initiative, or is every turn, or does it stay like this?
I don't know.
Let me look this up, because this is our first actual combat.
Well, that setback should be offset with that battle song, right?
Right. No. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Where's core? I'm looking at core. Shoot, I just had it. Just had it here.
Oh, here we are. Right.
It's under core.
Well, here it's to the side of the word. Something that reflects. It doesn't say where I'm reading.
No, I think we just stick with it.
Yeah. I think it should just be, like set.
Yeah, I want to set.
Yeah, let's leave it set. I like that anyway.
Set it and forget it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Bingo. Okay, so Albin, it is your go. You are now going to get to roll. Of course, his battle song has offset his defensive moves.
Right.
Okay. So now you just roll your 1d20. Yep. If you want to attack.
Well, actually, no. He's full defensive, so I will demand that he stand down and surrender.
Ooh, let's okay, with a battle song. Ooh, do you have Intimidate as a skill?
No, I don't.
Charisma, maybe?
So make a charisma check.
Okay.
But you get an edge because of the battle song. You've got this guy singing your praises and whipping this. So we're going to give you 2 dice. Just roll under your charisma.
Okay. Oh, right on the money.
Okay. He is mad.
Wait. So I've got a charisma at 12.
Okay.
And I rolled a 12.
Okay.
So I'm not under my charisma.
He's at
look at it that way.
Yep, and he's at a setback. He rolled a 1 and he rolled a 18. So he puts his hands down and he basically makes eye contact and he says, "Fine." Puts his hands down.
Okay, very well. And if there's any weapons nearby, I'll kick them out of the way, keep them under my watch, and call the others forward, because now we have a live prisoner.
The champion has done it again, and I'm scrambling down the loft and grabbing some kind of rope or something to bind him with.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Perrin, what are you doing?
I'm keeping a very close eye on the 2 who ahead of us who have stopped now. I think last round, didn't they? He actually managed to stop the horse
He's
dragging.
got the horse's reins, and he's not moving. He's stopped in the middle of the pasture. He's holding the reins of the other horse.
Yeah.
The other guy that was drugged behind the horse is now laying in the ground, and he's looking back at you guys about 300 yards away. He's not coming towards you. He's watching you.
Okay. As I'm tying old boy up behind his hands, I'm lifting him up. You've just been bested by Sir Albion. Follow me. And then I kind of take him into the barn and secure him in there on something to where he can't get away.
Okay. Aaron, what are you doing?
They've seen me cast magic, haven't they?
Because
Because they saw the charm.
I don't know if he did.
Oh, he just right. He doesn't know. Okay.
The guys that were knocked unconscious might well remember when they were
not him. Yeah.
But I don't know if he would have actually noticed it.
I just thought he was blinded by his radiance.
Right, and he wasn't. He was chasing the other horse when you cast the dancing light. So I would argue the leader on the horse may have never seen you cast magic.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
He just heard you yelling at him, right?
Okay. I'm going to say, be off with you. And I will maybe put a little bit of the voice of the hound into it.
Oh, nice. Nice. Nice.
Since that's only
a little salt on the tongue.
It's a sprinkle of magic salt on the tongue. Yeah.
Yes, nice.
Yeah,
and like a wolf man or something. Oh, damn.
That's pretty epic,
man.
Awesome. And then I turn back to them and I say, I'm gonna need a rest tomorrow, boys.
Yeah. I'm gonna need after barking out you see him spur his horse, and he rides off away from you guys with that other horse holding that other horse. So he rides off on his horse with the other horse, leaving apparently the other guy.
That's a pretty good outcome.
Okay, but he certainly looked Perrin up and down real good when it first started. So you can pretty much guess he's memorized what you look like, Perrin. Okay. Okay. But you are now alone. There's a body about 300 yards away from you. And of course, you now see out of the, this is Sir Elbin. You see coming out of the little home is the little old man, the farmer, and he's putting on his, trying to button his wool overcoat. She's standing in the doorway. He comes running out to see what all the hubbub's about, the yelling and everything. He hears, What was that? What was that? Was that a wolf? What was that?
My companion, he's obviously suffering from a cold. But yes, I think he's driven off the blackthorns with his roar, so to speak.
I sweep out into the thing. He has driven them off. There's none other than Sir Albion that's driven the Black Lance away from your land. From your farm.
Now, Willoughby. Give credit where credit is due.
See how humble he is.
I cannot argue that. That is true.
It is. Oh God, I can't remember the name of the god now. He hails the god and says, "It was the god who put you on our doorstep last night. He saw this coming." And I can't think of the name of the god right now. Sorry, but he speaks to that god and thanks him for putting you on his doorstep last night.
Yes.
I am but an instrument of the gods. Yes, indeed. You would not happen to have some rope to tie up this villain with, would you?
This knave.
You've got one. You've got yes. Stay. And he scrambles toward the barn door toward you, Willoughby. I guess you're just coming out of the barn, right, Willoughby?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. And
now,
meanwhile,
I had supposedly found something in there that I could tie him with. His arms behind his back.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He braces past you into the barn. and he comes out with some more rope for you, Sir Albin, and he looks at you, and as he handles you, he goes, "That is the Robbins boy. What is the Robbins boy doing with the Blackthorns?"
The Robbins boys.
Yes, Paula and Marco Robbins. That is their son. He is but a boy. What is he doing with the Blackthorns?
Is this true? Why are you aligning yourself against your own people? All right, I'm saying this.
He just looks at you and he says, "Because the king has offered me no future. Mordred is going to give us a future worth living for."
Mordred.
Yes, you heard it right. Yes, you tremble with his name, don't you?
I don't see much of a future for you now, do you, boy? Whereas following Mordred led to this moment.
We should take him with us. We should take this child with us to King Richard. Perhaps he can be of use.
We shall loosen his tongue.
Yes, we shall loosen his tongue along the way, but let us take him.
Now, again, he has chainmail armor. No weapons are on him. He does his horse, which is free, still roaming around. The pasture here, his spear is in a sheath there on the horse.
Right.
Okay. So you have a horse. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So we should get that, and we can tie him up, put him on the horse, and then lead the horse along with us.
Okay. Right? The other, if you stop to investigate the other,
I will. While they're doing this, I'll go get the other body. I presume.
He has been drugged to death. So he is. When you arrive and flip him over, you realize he's taken too many wounds from the horse hooves and from hitting. As he was drugged behind the horse. So he is dead.
Okay. All right. Okay. And search the body.
Now, are we
I'll
doing this on the way out?
Quick search of the body, and then I'll go back and I'll join them. I mean, that gives me time to recover because I can't actually talk at the moment. So if I try and talk at the moment, all they're going to get is whines and barks and howls.
Okay.
So,
I'm telling Adam, to be wary. You see that. What's the little boy's name? Richard. Or the 15-year-old.
This is they call him the Robbins boy. Yeah, his name is
Marco.
The same as the Robbins boy can join this black lass. There are obviously some of your younger men can be swayed over to this. Spread word among your neighbors to keep account of their children.
I will. This is not. I would not have expected our own youth to be involved. So he goes back into the house. "Woman, get breakfast!" And he pushes her into the house as he storms in. And this other body has chainmail, same thing, black chainmail with this red thorn tunic. It's a black tunic with a red rose on it. And no weapons on his body. Again, the other horse that his spear may have been on that other horse as well, right? That's gone now. Okay.
I think I'll just take the tabard, the tunic off.
Yeah.
And bundle it up because it's more evidence, or potentially someone can wear it as a disguise.
Yes, we should take the armor too, because at the very least, I mean, while it is black in color, I could wear it with my own tabard atop it, right? So, and we could sell the other set. All right. So, what does that do for me if I
chainmail
armor wise?
I believe chainmail is 10 points now. Let's double check. Chainmail absorbs 10 points of damage now.
10 points. Wow. Okay. Yep. All right. So that's what I'll do.
Okay.
And then so we'll have a set of leather and a set of chain to sell.
Well,
or as a disguise. We got 2 tabards too, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And I believe cunning folk can wear leather armor, right, Mark?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
well.
totally.
Oh, then by all means, go ahead. Yeah.
Still can't talk yet. It's coming back.
I know. My generosity has left you speechless. Yes.
I mean, I'll let Al. What's the name?
Albin.
Adam know.
So this is a good time since you have been since the leader of this particular trio of Blackthorns memorized you, Mark. It is a good time to describe Perrin to us, I think. Give us an idea of what Perrin looks like.
Okay, so Perrin looks like your average Cornishman in that he has dark hair, a long, sharp nose, and he is quite short, but he's quite striking in appearance, and he moves with an easy grace when he isn't trying to affect being cantankerous and grumpy. And he looks robust. He looks like you could probably stick him with a dagger, and he probably wouldn't die immediately.
Nice.
But having said this, he doesn't appear. So he's more kind of wiry than kind of beefy, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, athletic, kind of athletic. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Other than that, he has a keen glance, and he seems to take in the world around him very easily. I think he's of an indeterminate age, as a lot of cunning men and women are. You can't really pin down exactly how old they are.
Nice. All right, Willoughby. What does Willoughby look like?
He's almost in effect. He's slender, but he's got a little bit of a pear shape to him. He's got long arms, a bit gangly. His posture. He's always posturing and throwing out his arms in wide, broad, sweeping, epic maneuvers as he's telling the story. When he uses that cape or his cowl as flair. For it, and to appear menacing and looming over others. A lot of his whole look is to bring about absorption for the audience, to be absorbed into the story.
Okay.
So he's quite, and he's a little bit hawkish, and a wide, broad, grinning smile will cover his face with a hawk nose. You know what I mean, and dark, beady, piercing eyes. But he looks deathly serious, like whenever he's telling a story, is with intent.
Okay.
So, anyway.
That's Nice. All right, so what is Sir Albin and his tabard? What is his tabard?
All right, his tabard is a blue seashell on a yellow field.
Cool.
All right. He is probably in his mid-20s. Beefy build. He's in good shape. Has a dark short hair, a scraggly. His beard isn't full yet. He just hasn't. Okay, right. But he's trying. And he likes to affect a look of intensity and greater vision. Right. Always looking off as if, adventure beckons.
Off to the horizon.
Off to the front.
I love it. Awesome.
It's out there somewhere just waiting for me.
That's so good. Okay, so he comes
now
out.
Now he's got cool black chainmail as well.
Now I've got
right. That's right. With this tabard over it, fortunately.
Yep.
Okay, the farmer comes out, and he has a backpack and a canteen, and he tells you he's going to ride around to his neighbors and tell them what he has witnessed here, and he is going to he's going to check in on those that he knows has young men among them, and also share that what he has learned from you three, and that you are headed to the king to talk to him about their plight. And then he takes his little horse out of the barn and saddles up, and he is, within 20 minutes, he is off down the road toward what now is smoke. As the sun is up, this has all occurred. The sun started to come up. You can now see over the rise smoke in the direction that Perrin had seen the glow earlier in the morning hours. So he's riding off. She comes out with a like a cloth bag of some kind, and she has tied it up, and in it she says is apples and carrots and biscuits, and she gives this to you and says this to keep you nourished, this to keep you fed along your journey to the king. And then she spits when she says the king. They do not like King Richard the Wise, right?
Right.
And she hands you a kind of like a tankard with a corked top in it, and
Right.
says, "This is some of our home brew when you are parched." And she kneels and takes your signet and kisses your hand, Sir Albin, and thanks you for what you've done. She sneers a little bit in the direction of the cunning folk, gentlemen, right?
Mm. And
And then she goes back into her home.
All right. And I will thank her, and I will say I will ensure that Willoughby will sing your praises to all that will hear, to all that will listen of your kindness and generosity this day.
Yes, yes. 'Tis due. We're earned.
Yeah. Well earned, indeed.
Thank you. Just bring back the king's men and put an end to this.
We shall. We shall, kind lady, we shall.
And if you
Okay.
hear of any other word, of any other foul doing by your, the young men of the Baron's region, get word to the Baron quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Let him know, because on your backs, will rest your fate.
All right. To Baron Sagfoot?
Now, I'm assuming that we're still in his land, right? Baron Sagfoot's?
No, you're on King Richard's of Volton's land, right?
Okay, all right. Well, I'd
Yeah.
say King Richard is what I would say.
Yeah, right.
All right, even if she's
Baron, Welford is the Duke and the Baron, right? Okay. Now, I'm still good to play if you guys are, but we're closing in on that 2-hour mark. So if you guys wanted to stop, then I know that was kind of a hard stop. This might be a place. If not,
Yeah, it'd probably be a good spot for me at this point.
Okay.
this isn't a bad spot. So
Yeah.
I hate to get onto the king and then stop. So
Yeah.
if you even get there, go there.
No, this is great. This is great. I believe we're all sinking into character and
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
working off each other well. So
It's clicking. That's good.
It's clicking.
It's always good.
And
Fantastic.
we kind of ride off into the sunset, do we? Or the sunrise. It's still early morning.
Right.
So there's like Sir Albin in the lead, Willoughby and Perrin at the rear, and almost as they're out of shot, Perrin turns to Willoughby and says, "You've got to compose a song about those peasants and their hospitality. Did you even bother to learn their names?" I say, "What are they called? Tell me."
NPCs.
And we have our prisoner. Don't forget.
And then quite disgustingly says their names were Adam and Maria.
He kind of rolls his eyes like that's not really his main concern. You know what I mean? That we just they were lucky to even be a part of Sir Albion's story.
He only sings songs of Albin,
Yes.
not of the riffraff that right?
That are graced by his presence. Yeah. They were lucky to be graced by his presence.
And we have a prisoner too, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And
Yes,
his
you
horse.
do, and his horse. Yes.
Yes.
Now, and I got to thank you guys for not cracking any Monty Python jokes in that. That was pretty
Oh,
good.
I
We
know, I
made
held my
it
tongue
without a
couple
Monty
ways.
Python joke.
I know.
I held my tongue, bro.
It's tough. I mean, I kept wanting to say, and you've got your coconuts out, right?
I know. That and the Black Knight thing too. I was thinking, well, he's not the Black Knight. But anyway. Oh, jeez. Anyway, had a great time, y'all. Go ahead and
Yeah.
call on
Thank
this.
That was great fun. Thank you,
Yes.
Jets, for
Thank you so much. That was a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
thanks for putting us on, Jason, and introducing us to the game. This is working out well. And,
Yeah.
Yes.
like I said, this is in remembrance of Harold, which, anyway, we'll close it out with saying that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. See y'all next time.